Kennedy.
Here, Dennis. Dennis, you're going to be the photographer next.
Don't screw it up.
Well, Frank gave me a call on the phone, and he said, "I got a favor to ask of you." And I said, "Well, what's that, Frank?" And he said, "I want you to talk." And I said, "Oh, really?" And he says, "I want you to talk about what the non-golfers and we have our coffee group, which meets on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Right now, it's in McDonald's. Sometimes it's other places, but we meet. And there's two of us that have always asked by Denny play golf, but we haven't been able to find our clubs, or we haven't gotten them out of the. That's Dr. Barton and myself. And so anyway, Frank wanted me to talk a little bit about the non-golfing part of it. And first of all, I think we need to thank Frank for always putting this together and doing a really great job. When I first became part of the group, I didn't know everybody there, and I was trying to make a real effort to know everybody and kind of their families and their wives and all that kind of stuff. And so I got to know Frank a little bit, and Frank was telling me one day, this was early on, this has been several years ago, Frank was telling me about that he went on vacation and kind of what they did on vacation and stuff. And I said to him, I said, "Frank," I said, did you take Arlene along with you?" Frank, without missing a beat, he said, "Well, I asked her, but Denny didn't think it was a good idea." And that's the kind of wit and wisdom that I really appreciate from Frank, anyway. So, it's a true story, yeah. So anyway, but Frank is really a great guy, and really enjoy all the guys that we get together and stuff. I do have one thing that I want to make a presentation tonight, and it actually is with one of the wives here. And it goes back to a story a lot of years ago. Mary and I, my wife Mary and I, we moved to Newton, and have been in Newton since about 1982. And not long after we'd been in Newton, our oldest son, who is now he will be 39 on Christmas Day. Chris, at that time, was only about 6 years old. So we're talking 33 years ago, back in the mid-1980s, 1985, somewhere around there. Anyway, one evening we needed to go out to Kmart. You all remember where Kmart was at? Mm-hmm. And so we went, just Chris and I went out to Kmart, and we were walking around Kmart, and a blue light went on. You remember the blue light special? Well, of course, 6-year-old kid says, "Oh, Dad, we got to go over and see what the blue light is all about." And so I said, "Okay, we'll go over there and see." And so we went over there, and there was a gentleman over there, and he had a table laid out, and it was in the jewelry section. And he was a representative for apparently a line that they had at Kmart. And so we went over there, and the guy said, "Well," he said, "gonna give you a presentation on our jewelry line." And he said, "If you'll listen to it," he says, "I'm gonna give away a free necklace, a diamond necklace, And of course my son was like, "Oh, okay, So he said, "Well, you gotta sign up here." We signed up here, and anybody that came along, and actually there was only one other person that went along, that was there, besides myself. And so I put my name in, and this other lady came in, and she put in her name. And we both listened to the presentation and was respectful to the guy, and neither one of us bought anything from it. But true to his word, he had my son pick out a name out of the bucket. There was only two of us. And my son picked it out, and it was this lady's name, okay? And my son was a little bit, I think it was around Valentine's Day, but it was a Kmart real zirconian fake diamond. And the lady got the diamond. And so anyway, I didn't think too much about it, but we did get back into my car, and I thought, well, this is a lesson for my son. I said, "Chris," I said, I said, you know, our last name's Kennedy and we're Irish. And I said, you may hear about the luck of our Irish. And I said, we ain't got it. So, didn't think too much more about it. And my office, I ran the USDA office in here, and we had to make deposits every day from farmers coming in, and we had to make a change in banks from one bank in town to another bank in town. And that bank happened to be, we ended up at Jasper County Savings Bank. And I don't know if any of you remember Judy McCarville. Judy was wonderful, and she helped me through it, and I helped her through our government forms and stuff. And, you know, we would actually deposit over $1 million at times a day at that bank. But each day I went to that bank, and when I first went to the bank, I noticed right in the center of that bank was this big round station, and there was this lady seated at this station, and I mean, I marveled at her, okay? She was talking to people, directing people, answering the phone, writing things down, and she did it all with a smile, okay? And I thought, wow, that is really something. You know, she reminded me, I don't remember the old Star Trek Captain Aurora or whatever. She was the lady that did everything at Star. Yeah, or I thought of she was the female version of the Wizard of Oz without the curtain, and she really was the heart and soul of that bank. And I looked at her, and all of a sudden a light bulb went off in my head, and it may have been a blue light bulb because all of a sudden it happened to be a lady. And I said, that's the lady that won the diamond necklace. Okay? So I went up to her, and this has been it may have been even a year afterwards, and I reminded her of this, and oh yes, and we talked about it and stuff, and she goes, well, you know, I don't wear it, but only certain occasion. I didn't wear it, you know, and so believe it or not, over this year, and it's been probably 33 years, every time I've seen, and it happens to be Marva, okay, this lady, and I see her, and every time I see her, we always talk about the diamond necklace. And sometimes the diamond necklace is, she doesn't only wear it for special, very special occasions. She also says that she keeps it in a safe, so she didn't wear it. You know, that she loaned it to the Queen for, you know, something, and that it's on loan right now. She doesn't have it. But over the years, I kept looking, and every time I'd see Marva, we would talk about the diamond necklace, and we never saw the diamond necklace. And it got to the point where I'm like, what in the world did happen? You know, where is that diamond necklace? And I got to thinking, you know, maybe it got stolen. Maybe, you know, they misplaced it. Maybe they lost it. And she's too embarrassed to tell me about it. Or perhaps Bob and she have been having financial difficulties, and they had to pawn it at the local pawn shop or something along that line. And so I thought Marva deserves a diamond necklace and stuff, and I thought we need to replace that. And I thought, where can I find one of that Kmart real zirconian fake diamond quality? And, you know, I thought, well, maybe I can find something somewhere. And all of a sudden it occurred to me, look on, where do we all get everything anymore? Amazon. There you go, Amazon. And I found one that was just a wonderful diamond, and it got 5 stars, and it was real fake zirconian diamond. And not only that, but Mary and I are prime. So it was free shipping. You know. So anyway, Marva, I have been meaning to make this presentation to you. So now you have your diamond, and every time I see you, I want to see you. That's good.
Now, should I show them what it is?
It's actually in a pouch.
New York.
Real
It's
velvet.
Giuliani with a J.
Real velvet.
I didn't take it out of the plastic wrapper yet.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to take it out and put it on so you can all see it. Wow. I've never had anything like this.
My motorcycle.
I did ask Bob's permission before I presented it to him. And he said, oh, that'd be good. So that's going to be great. So, thanks, Steve.
Good job, Steve.
Well done.
One more. Next up, Doug Ringer.